Nancy, and remember we're going to ask people to speak to Bob about issues that happen to them. So Nancy has it.
I'm not going to read this entire statement, but I put some thought into it. Thank you very much, Commissioners, for hosting this tonight. And I'm really proud of the Mayor to have Mayor Finch convene all of you to do this, because it is important what you're going to do. And I would like to just talk to you about more than just the experience at the polling place. I'm Nancy Hadley. I live at 955 Main Street, which is City Trust. I voted at City Hall at about 1:15 in the afternoon. Yeah. Now, leading up to the election, I was trying to get voters registered, and I was doing it for a couple of months. And I went to the Registrar of Voters to get a list of active voters in buildings. It took 4 or 5 days to get that list back, which tells me that the technology isn't being used in the registrars so that you can easily get the list. If you don't get the list, you feel like, what's going on here? You know, why is it so hard to get a list? Second, the town clerk's office is closed on Fridays. And it seems to me that, and that's where you get the absentee ballots. And I'm not sure exactly why, but it's tradition that the town clerk's office is closed. So my only day to come in to go get absentee ballots was Friday, and I couldn't do that. And there was a phone number you have to call. So in terms of customer service here, there should be an easier way for people that you know that need to get absentee ballots to be able to get it. So I'd hope you'd include that in that. And that somehow it just can't be just a phone number. It's email something, use technology. There's got to be a better way to handle the absentee ballot. And then I read in the paper that 200 absentee ballots were at one address. There was a vacant lot in North Street, and I don't know if that's true or not. But there is a geographic information system in this city that digitized 33,000 parcels. It is very easy for the computer to pick the parcel. You go zoom down to it. You can zip around the building. You can tell if there's a driveway or if it's got 4 mailboxes or whatever. You should tie that absentee ballot thing to the technology that was over $2 million was spent to make it happen. So on election day, I go marching up to City Hall to vote at 1:15 in the afternoon. I enter the room, and they're yelling at each other. The workers are yelling at each other. They're having a very heated, I don't know what is the problem. So I walk in, and I'm like, I'm really uncomfortable. This is not going well. I do the thing with the address in my phone and my license. Everything went well. I go pick up a ballot. The ballot isn't a real ballot. It's kind of smudged. It's not a real ballot. I'm going, something's wrong here. I fill out the ballot. I come back. The gentleman kind of says, put it in the side, put it in the side. Didn't explain to me why, and did I have a real ballot or not. Now I'm really worried. What is this thing I'm putting in the side? I don't get it. So I go back to the checker and say, what is this? What's happened here? And she said there was only 174 votes on the scan, so I guess that's all the ballots that they had, and they ran out of ballots. And so at first I was happy, because I thought, oh gosh, all the registrations that did downtown, you know, we ran out of ballots. But then when I called the headquarters, they said there's several polling places at 1:30 that didn't have ballots. Now that got me very worried. So in conclusion, the issue for me is not just the training and the technology, but it's also the oversight. And it just seems to me the Secretary of State should have been down here within an hour of the first set of ballots being short. And I therefore have no confidence. And therefore I do agree that the registrar should resign. I don't have confidence that the voting process has been worked on over the last year or 2 years to make me feel comfortable. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I will enter the statement that Nancy gave us on the record. James, I hope I don't mispronounce your name. Zabagia?
Zavajantic. How was it pronounced? Zavajantic. Zavajantic.
3 years to learn
Yeah.
My name is James Zavajantic. Thank you guys for having this forum tonight. I reside at 838 Merritt Street, and I vote at Blackham School, which is on Thorne Street, and I voted there with my family around 6 or 7 that evening. So there were obviously long lines and so forth, and much of what the people before me had said is what I come to you today with, which is the professionalism and the training of the staff who actually signed us in. So when I entered into Blackham School, I went to the area where I would give them my address and my name, and that was it. My ID was not checked, and they said, move on. Checked my name off and move on. And I watched as the other people behind me went to see if this was just me or if it was, you know, a common occurrence. And the other 3 people who I could see behind me also were not checked. So I waited in the long line, I voted, and at the end as I was walking out, I spoke with one of the women who was working there and told her, and I probably wouldn't have been here tonight if this was not her response, and I'm paraphrasing, but she basically said to me, as you can see, we are busy and we have bigger problems at this time. I'm sorry, contact the state. That's all I can say to you. If she would have said, sorry, I'd like to fix this, I'm sorry this happened to you, I'm going to go fix it right now, I probably would not be speaking to you at this point. But that is not what occurred. So I would suggest that the training needs to change, the professionalism of the staff and how they treat the electorate in Bridgeport needs to change, and that is why I'm here tonight. And thank you.
Thank you.
Sure. Do you know whether, was that one of the schools where they ran out of ballots?
There was a long line when I was there. I'm not sure if they ran out. I was able to vote within about an hour or so.
Back in one of the schools? Yes.
And do you know how many tabulating machines were there?
There was, on the left side of the gymnasium, there were 4 stations with tabulating machines, but there was nobody guarding that one, so nobody was voting there. And on the right side, there were 4 other stations with the tabulating machines. So 1 at Blackham.
So a total of
2. Well, there was 1 where you put your ballot in, and there were 4 or 5 stations where you could go to.
Blackham, I think, is one of the largest schools voting-wise.
Yeah.
It's also a split precinct.
Okay, thank you very much.